Who doesn't love getting a greeting card? Who knew a chicken would like sledding? And now we know what Mars sounds like. It's a little like this. Let's take a look on the bright side. That was a shockingly accurate impression of Martian wind. Anyway, hello, my friends. I'm Bob Herzog. Welcome to the bright side. I hope it's been an awesome week. A lot of incredible things have happened, including Bruno Mars announcing a new album on the way, which is great because his stuff is always funky and makes me want to shake things rhythmically. A huge thank you, as always, to those who are following and subscribing, and especially those who are sharing episodes of the bright side. Remember, every time you share an episode, which you can literally do right this second, you make it just a little less likely that someone sees the thoughts of your coworker who has that tiny little ball of anger inside them and likes to rage post. Grant followed the Bright Side Facebook page, clicked the review tab, and shared in part this: a look on the positive aspects of humanity presented with an authenticity that is sorely needed. We can all come together and enjoy regardless of the differences we share. Grant, humanity really does have some good stuff to offer. It's like the $5 bin at Walmart. Though sometimes you have to really dig in there to find that copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Patty chimed in as well. The bright side is a breath of fresh air. Bob is the best host for it too. He's always cheerful. Well, Patty, I've had a lot of coffee, and it is Girl Scout cookie season. And finally, Gabby says, this show is so uplifting. I always look forward to seeing good news, whether it's babies or animals or Bob's Star Wars references. It's a bundle of fun. And Gabby, so is this. Our first story is about a young artist turning his passion into a way of helping people. And as my buddy Brad Underwood shows us, his work is in high demand.
On your marks, get set, go! You are so fast at this.
Jacob Sidney is making new friends one greeting card at a time.
We love everything to do with mail. He loves getting cards and sending cards and going to the post office and taping envelopes shut and putting addresses on envelopes. So I just thought maybe it would be fun for us to design some Valentine's cards.
So they did. 500 of them.
All gone. All gone, sold out.
Jacob designs the cards and sells them through his Etsy shop, Cards by Jacob. He packages them up and sends them out.
So we overflowed the one on the inside and had to bring it outside. Way to go, Jacob.
The Valentine's cards were such a hit, he's making new ones. 4 different St. Patrick's Day cards are now for sale.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, that's beautiful. Let me see the front again. Oh, nice.
You shamrock.
You shamrock. Let me see. You shamrock.
Jacob's mom is longtime Q102 personality Jen Jordan. For years, she's openly talked about her son and how meaningful projects like this are to kids like him.
I think he's a really, really cool dude. And I think there's a lot of misunderstanding surrounding an autism diagnosis. And I think there's a lot that people don't see. And I want to make sure that they do.
And what makes the cards extra cool? A portion of the proceeds will go to the Kenny Anderson Alliance, a nonprofit that works to empower adults with developmental disabilities.
You're pretty awesome, aren't you?
Yeah.
You got some pretty awesome friends, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we want to share the love, don't we? Yeah.
Brad Underwood, Local 12 News.
Jacob is pretty awesome. Jen's pretty awesome too, by the way. And Jacob is not stopping with St. Patrick's Day. He is already working on designs for Easter cards. So get to that Etsy page. Hey, let's meet some more awesome folks. A principal in Indianapolis is getting a lot of love for taking matters into his own hands when a student wasn't feeling so confident in his appearance. This is the image that you may have seen online this week. It shows Jason Smith giving one of his students a haircut when that student just didn't like the way his new haircut looked. Smith says he thought the student looked fine, but he also understood that the student's lack of confidence in his appearance was keeping him from going to class.
You know, that age is a time for, peer acceptance is huge, and so young men, especially African young men. The barbershop's a big deal, in the community, and looking good and representing and presenting yourself, is huge for kids.
After getting cleaned up by his principal, that student went right on to class. And then there's this guy.
Hey, Miss Crosby, I found your wallet at Walmart in River City.
So Deborah Crosby's doorbell camera recorded this fella trying to return her wallet in Yulee, Florida. When no one answered, the Good Samaritan just sort of looked right into the camera and said, "Hey, I'm going to leave this behind a stack of Amazon boxes so no one can find it." Crosby says she doesn't know the man's identity, but he would have had to drive 20 minutes just to get from the Walmart to her home. So she calls him her guardian angel. And now check this out, $7,000. That is the latest and biggest tip in the Crosstown tip-off. A huge University of Cincinnati Bearcats fan left it at Gabby's Cafe. The very generous tipper wrote, "Go Bearcats," and gave the restaurant a shout out too, reading Best Italian. Now, so just very quickly now, because I know a lot of you aren't from around here. See, there's this huge rivalry between the University of Cincinnati and Xavier University. So playing off the name of their annual basketball game between the schools, the Crosstown Shootout, fans have been tipping big at local restaurants to support workers and show a little spirit too, hence the Crosstown Tip-Off. Some Musketeer and Bearcat fan sites have gotten involved too. Other local schools have even jumped in now. Northern Kentucky University, Mount St. Joseph University. Long story short, the whole thing has raised upwards of $60,000 for restaurant workers, and it is just really, really cool, and I wanted you to know about it. During these strange times, it's really especially uplifting when people come together like that, because it's also pretty easy to forget about little happy things in life. But as Katie Eastman shows us, a little girl named Alice is using photography to take us into her wonderland.
For a 4-year-old growing up in a pandemic, life looks a lot like this.
Hundreds, at least.
Hundreds of walks, sometimes runs, when Alice Calvert sees a camera coming. Alice is used to being on the other side of the lens. Her parents got her a camera when she was 3.
And then she took to it so much that we got her a normal digital camera.
And she just kept taking pictures. A perspective of the pandemic, often at the level of other people's knees.
I think it'll be really cool to be able to look back, even on the pictures that can be a little bit embarrassing at times, right?
Of the more than 3,000 photos she's taken in a year, the best are displayed at the French Press coffee shop in Congress Park. The show is called Alice in COVID Land.
They're very cute.
Some are in focus, others, who knows? But that's the beauty of it.
Hey, there's a rainbow flag.
Yeah.
She clicks when she feels moved.
Whoa, rainbowy.
And moves on quite quickly.
Take pictures of swings.
In this era of everything is polished and everything is looked at and kind of curated before it's put online and all this other stuff, it's
yeah.
She just takes a picture how she sees it and puts down the camera and forgets that she even did it, right?
Years from now, Alice might not remember how this year looked to her. So her pictures will tell the story she can't.
It's a rainbow flag. Rainbowy. I love that. Someday, as you heard there, all those pictures and those videos going to be an inspiration from a difficult time, sweet and funny. Some art, however, might translate a little differently because timing is everything, friends. A woman from Kentucky got a tattoo right at the beginning of the pandemic. But what she got then can mean something very different now. Alex Valverde has the story.
Leah Holland just wanted to get a tattoo inspired by some kind words from a friend.
We were just kind of talking about things that we admire about each other, and he said, "You courageously and radically refuse to wear a mask," meaning that I'm undeniably myself. And so I thought that was a really, poetic way of saying that.
After planning it for a couple of years, Holland got the tattoo on March 4th, 2020. 2 days before Kentucky reported its first case of COVID-19. And the words "refuse to wear a mask" unfortunately and quickly took on a whole new meaning.
It basically made it look like I'm totally, anti-mask or whatever, which is not the case.
Worried about how it looked, Holland said she covered her arms in public.
So I wore cardigans year-round.
But over time was able to laugh about it and even shared her tattoo story on TikTok this week.
What is the dumbest tattoo that you've ever gotten?
Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and let you guys know that I won.
where it quickly went viral and gained national and international attention.
I just kind of wanted people to laugh with me because I think it's funny now too.
And plenty of people laughed with her, joking about the timing. One comment even suggesting she add the line, "Hindsight is 2020."
I was dying laughing. I'm like, I'm glad that there are people that find this as funny as I think it is.
And in the end, Holland says she doesn't regret the tattoo and is happy to have this story behind it.
It'll be a funny story to tell years from now. You know, I mean, I don't think it'll ever not be a funny story.
And there's not much to add to that. So instead, here's Forrest Sanders in Tennessee with a chicken on a sled.
I bet a lot of us grew up with a little pet who just loved playing in that light, fluffy snow. And in a very snowy Dixon Springs. 5-year-old Blair and 11-year-old Owen have exactly that kind of pet now, here at the Evans family farm. Though she's maybe not quite what you're expecting.
This is Donut.
Now, why is Donut the Evans' favorite chicken?
She's the only one that will sled with us.
You heard him right. The chicken sleds.
She'll sit down on the sled and we can call her.
And then Donut's ready to be pulled up the hill and go again.
She seems to go with the flow, don't she?
That's farm life for you, I guess.
Not every chicken would do this.
I don't think they'll ride down like Donut does.
But then, Donut was never the type of chicken to get cold feet for a little adventure. Back in the summer, there's little Donut with Blair and her own floaty in the pool. Somehow, the stress of the week just melts away. All thanks to a chicken on a sled.
We're about to let Donut sled down by himself. I think she may saying that she's having fun.
That's exactly what Donut is saying. More animals, please. Take a look at this video from the Taronga Zoo in Sydney, Australia. Its first koala, Joey, there in more than a year, is now out of Mama's pouch. And his name is Humphrey. Humphrey's about 8 months old. Humphrey's doing well. Zookeepers say he's already trying to eat eucalyptus leaves. And his name is Humphrey. And so I have to talk like this. It's trying to hang really tight onto its mama, and it makes me happy. I'll stop now. A zoo in Siberia is showing one of its Amur tigers and its beautiful singing voice. Take a listen. So that beautiful voice belongs to a yet unnamed 8-month-old tiger cub, according to the Siberian Times. The cub makes these funny noises to get mom's attention. Mom, mommy, mother, mother, mom, mommy. And has a lot of competition, by the way, because right now mama has 4 different cubs to contend with. But if you think that sound is something, wait until you hear this. See, we now know what Mars sounds like. This is audio from the Mars rover Perseverance. Martian breeze makes me feel fine. Thank you, Seals and Croft. What you just heard was indeed a Martian breeze, along with some mechanical sounds of the rover itself operating on the red planet's surface. The video provided by NASA also shows the final minutes of the rover's entry, descent, and landing. And can we just keep the sciencey goodness going for a minute? And code breakers and puzzle lovers, this one is for you. So this is the Mars rover parachute, right? And this is a picture from NASA, and believe it or not, the design is actually an embedded message reading, "Dare mighty things." Engineers wanted the 70-foot parachute to have an unusual pattern so they could see how it fell. So systems engineer Ian Clark used a binary code to spell out the famous Teddy Roosevelt line. He also included the GPS coordinates for the mission's headquarters at the Jet Propulsion Lab in California. Clark, a self-proclaimed crossword hobbyist, says it only took space fans a few hours to break that code, saying, "I'll have to be a little more creative next time." So Casey Kasem would be pleased because though my Feet are on the ground. This last story for this episode has me reaching for the stars. Many of us still have a lot of questions about the newest branch of the military, the Space Force. But imagine enlisting and just having no idea what to expect. That's exactly what a recent high school grad is feeling after becoming the first person in Ohio to sign up. She spoke with one of my best buds, Adam Clements, before she left for basic training.
It makes me nervous.
Maybe you weren't put here just to ask the questions.
It's exciting.
Maybe you were put here to be the answer.
It sparks my curiosity.
Maybe your purpose on this planet isn't on this planet.
It's the newest branch of the U.S. military, and she is its newest member. Alana Love is a 2019 graduate of Indian Hill High School. She's also the first person from Ohio to enlist in the Space Force.
The part of me not knowing what I'm gonna learn is what's kind of exciting to me, because I am interested in space. Obviously, I wouldn't have just put it randomly.
And lift off.
I saw it as an opportunity to do something that's out of the norm.
Out of the norm, but also out of this world, quite literally.
The job that I was matched with was space systems operations, so I'll be detecting missile systems, satellites, and dealing with GPS systems.
You could say that Alana serving her country was always written in the stars, following in the footsteps of her mother, Tech Sergeant Janika Love, who went into the Air Force as a single teen mom in 2005 to support her family.
It was really important for me to provide a life that I could be proud of for my kids. So without thinking twice, as soon as the opportunity came available, I joined the Air Force. We have enjoyed it ever since, no regrets. I love military life. It has shaped me in so many ways. The people that my mom works with have honestly been like family. They've helped her when she needed help. It's honestly been seen as like a big family.
Janika wasn't surprised when Alana told her that she'd planned to enlist, but the Space Force? Surely she had her doubts, right?
For me, it's like thinking about being one of the first people to pave the way in the Air Force. Like, how awesome is that to be one of the first? So there's no way in my mind, I'm like, you can't pass this up. Like, it was such a shock for me. So for her to just be supportive during all that, it's definitely been great. It's been great to have her.
Janika says she's proud that Alana is following in her footsteps, but says she takes even more pride in knowing her daughter is a role model for little girls and people of color everywhere.
So I said, you're representing not only Black people, but also your Mexican culture, as well as females in general. You're representing so much. It feels great, honestly, because not many people can say they've had the same opportunities as me, as a Black woman, as a woman in general, so it does feel great. Once we think beyond ourselves, we realize that it's not really about us. It's about paving a way for other people to come next. So somebody is gonna see her story and know that they can do anything. I just knew I wanted to make waves in whatever path I go in, and so to do that now is honestly a great opportunity for me, and I'm so excited.
And Alana arrived at Lackland Air Force Base in Texas on Tuesday to begin basic training. When she completes that 7-week program, she will officially be a Space Force specialist, and we wish her the best of luck.
I love that story. Keep on dreaming. Keep reaching for those stars. And hey, make sure and share this video too, because maybe someone you know needs to take a look on the bright side.